Good morning, children. Children, I shall be taking up the line by line explanation of the chapter The Tiger King by Kalki. Children, I will be taking up the last paragraph again on page number 11. So please pay attention, all of you. Children, in the last class, we read that the state had banned tiger hunting by anyone except the Maharaj. Now, here there is another criticism contained in this paragraph, children, that the people in power, the people in authority, had the liberty to twist the laws to suit their selfish interest. The Maharaja would kill each and every tiger in and around Pratibandhpuram. This was a vow that he had taken. Now, there is humor also contained in this paragraph, children. For example, this line that nobody could even fling a stone at the tiger. Okay, so this is a little funny statement written over here. Now, it wasn't so that the tiger hunting was a cakewalk for the king. He did face a lot of danger, he did face a lot of difficulty. Sometimes the bullet missed its mark. Sometimes the tiger pounced on the king and there was a physical fight between the two. And every time the Maharaja came out victorious. I shall now be moving on to the next page, children. Please keep a pencil handy and as and when I ask you to underline, please do so. At another time, he was in danger of losing his throne. Now, this is another important paragraph that we are going to read, children. A high-ranking British officer visited Pratibandhpuram. He was very fond of hunting tigers. Now, at one time, what happened? This obsession of the Maharaj that he would kill all the tigers himself led him to nearly losing his kingdom. Here the incident has been explained that one day a high-ranking British officer, he visited Pratibandhpuram and he was very fond of hunting tigers and fonder of being photographed with the tigers he had shot. And he was more interested in being photographed, getting a photograph clicked with the tiger's dead body. As usual, he wished to hunt tigers in Pratibandhpuram, but the Maharaja was firm in his resolve. Now, the British officer, he came with the intention that I would hunt down tigers in Pratibandhpuram. But our Maharaj, he was firm in his resolve. He did not give permission. He was determined that nobody else except me would engage himself in tiger hunting. So he refused permission. I can organize any other hunt. You may go on a boar hunt. Boar is a wild male pig, children. You may conduct a mouse hunt. We are ready for a mosquito hunt. But tiger hunt? That's impossible. Children, this is again humor contained over here. So, to tone down the criticism, humor has been used. So, these are all sentences that evoke our laughter. They are humorous sentences. So, he's saying that you can go for a mosquito hunt, you can go for a boar hunt, a mouse hunt, but tiger hunt was impossible. The British officer's secretary sent word to the Maharaja through the Diwan that the Durai himself did not have to kill the tiger. Now, Durai over here is the chief leader, children. So, the chief leader, he did not have to physically kill the tiger with a gun, but he was more interested in getting a photograph clicked with the carcass or the dead body of the tiger. So, what is written over here? The Maharaja could do the actual killing. What was important to the Durai was a photograph of himself holding the gun and standing over the tiger's carcass. So he only wanted to get a photograph clicked with the tiger's carcass. But the Maharaja would not agree even to this proposal. He did not want to take a risk. Now he is giving a reason also that why didn't he agree to that proposal. If he relented now, what would he do if other British officers turned up for tiger hunts? Relented means agreed to or gave way, gave permission or agreed to this proposal. What would he do if other British officers came up with a similar proposal? Because he prevented a British officer from fulfilling his desire, the Maharaja stood in danger of losing his kingdom himself. Now, I told you that the Indians were at the mercy of the Britishers. The kings, they were in good terms with the Britishers. So, he had to make up for turning down this proposal. Now, what was the alternative that he took up? The Maharaja and the Dewan held deliberations over this issue. Children, please underline the word deliberations. Deliberations means long and careful consideration. Consider the case for a very long time and very carefully. And they pondered what can be done. As a result, a telegram was dispatched forthwith to a British company of jewelers in Calcutta. Send samples of expensive diamond rings of different designs. And what did he ask for? He asked the jeweler to send samples of expensive diamond rings of rare and different designs. Some 50 rings arrived. The Maharaja sent the whole lot to the British officer's good lady. Good lady means the wife. So the Maharaja, he was now pampering the British officer's wife just in order to make up for he turned down the proposal. He had to keep the relationship alive between the Britishers and himself. The king and the minister expected the Durai Seni to choose one or two rings and send the rest back. Now the king and the minister, what did they expect? They expected that the Durai Seni would choose only two rings, one or two rings at the most. Now Durai Seni is the wife of a high-ranking British official, children. Durai Seni, wife of a high-ranking British officer. And send the rest back. Within no time at all, the Durai Seni sent her reply, "Thank you very much for your gifts." In 2 days, a bill for 3 lakh of rupees came from the British jewelers. The Maharaja was happy that though he had lost 3 lakh of rupees, he had managed to retain his kingdom. Now see, such a foolish act over here. He could have used that money for the welfare of his subjects, but he was ready to sacrifice that money on a useless pursuit over here, children. And what was it? Just to pamper and to be in good terms with the British officials. Now, what did that wife of the British officer do? She kept all those 50 rings. And there was a bill of 3 lakh rupees which the Maharaja had to pay the jeweler. The Maharaja's tiger hunts continued to be highly successful. Within 10 years, he was able to kill 70 tigers. Please underline, children. So, within a period of 10 years, he was able to kill 70 tigers. And then an unforeseen hurdle brought his mission to a standstill. Unforeseen means they could not predict this before. So there was a hindrance that came about. What was it? The tiger population became extinct in the forests of Pratibandhapuram. Now the tigers in and around Pratibandhapuram were getting extinct. Who knows whether the tigers practiced birth control or committed harakiri. Harakiri is suicide. Birth control, again, to tone down the effect, humor has been used. So in a light manner, what is the author saying? That maybe they are practicing birth control, or they are committing suicide, or simply ran away from the state because they desired to be shot by British hands alone. So these are all funny statements written, children, just examples of humor that Kalki has added. One day the Maharaja sent for the Dewan. Dewan Sahib, aren't you aware of the fact that 30 tigers still remain to be shot down by this gun of mine? He asked, brandishing the gun. Brandishing means was flaunting the gun, and he said, Dewan Sahib, have you forgotten this, that I have to still shoot down 30 tigers? Shuddering at the sight of the gun, the Dewan cried out, Your Majesty, I am not a tiger. Now he shuddered. He started shivering at the sight of that gun. And what did he say? Sir, Your Majesty, I am not a tiger. Please take mercy. Which idiot would call you a tiger? No, and I am not a gun. So he's saying that I am not calling you a tiger. And what did the Dewan add to it? That I am not even a gun. You are neither tiger nor gun, Dewan Sahib. I summoned you here for a different purpose. I have decided to get married. Now he's saying his real intention. What did he say? Summoned you, called you. He said that, Dewan Sahib, I have called you to discuss about my marriage. I have decided to get married. The Dewan began to babble even more. Babble means in a confused way. He was talking, which was not clear. What he was talking was not clear. He was babbling. Your Majesty, I have 2 wives already. If I marry you. So he's saying that I already have 2 wives. I cannot marry you. If I marry you, don't talk nonsense. Why should I marry you? What I want is a tiger. Now, the Maharaja, he said that you are talking utter nonsense. I would not like to marry you. I want a tiger. Your Majesty, please think it over. Your ancestors were married to the sword. If you like, marry the gun. A tiger king is more than enough for this state. It doesn't need a tiger queen as well. So he's saying that, sir, there have been incidents in the past wherein your ancestors have married the sword. If you wish, you can marry the gun. History can repeat itself. But we have already got a tiger king. We don't need a tiger queen as well. So why do you want to marry a tigress? It's not required. The Maharaja gave a loud crack of laughter. Children, all this dialogue, this discussion is humorous. It evokes the laughter of the readers. The Maharaja gave a loud crack of laughter. I am not thinking of marrying either a tiger or a gun, but a girl from the ranks of human beings. So he's saying that I don't want to marry either a gun or a tiger, not even an animal. I want to marry a human being, a girl. First, you may draw up statistics of tiger population. So this was the task given to the Dewan. Please underline, children. First, you may draw up statistics of tiger populations in the different native states. Next, you may investigate if there is a girl I can marry in the royal family of a state with a large tiger population. Then he said, first of all, the Maharaja demanded that the Dewan should draw up a statistics, collect data about the tiger population thriving in different native states. Next, he may find out if there is a suitable girl, belonging to a royal family, who could be the potential bride. And her kingdom should have a huge tiger population. So this was the condition, a task which was given by the Maharaja to the Dewan. See, children, over here also marriage was not considered to be a pious institution over here, a sacred institution, but it was taken up as a contract, a deal. Okay, so this is again satire, children. Marrying, not keeping in mind the sanctity of the institution of marriage, but taken up as a contract, as a deal between two parties. The Devan followed his orders. He found the right girl from a state which possessed a large number of tigers. So a suitable bride was found for the Maharaja, and the state also had a large tiger population. Maharaja Jung Bahadur killed 5 or 6 tigers each time he visited his father-in-law. So every time he visited the father-in-law's kingdom, he would kill down 5 or 6 tigers. In this manner, 99 tiger skins adorned the walls of the reception hall in the Pratibandhapuram palace. And finally, the count till 99 was over. He had killed down 99 tigers, and those tiger skins adorned, they were flaunting on the walls of the reception hall entrance of the Pratibandhapuram palace. So this way he had shot down 99 tigers. Okay, children, I'll stop my explanation here. I would take up the rest of the explanation in the next video lessons. Please go through what I have explained very carefully and very sincerely. Thank you, class.